Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming us. Today we'll have OpenStack Horizon project update session, and I'm Ivan Kolodyarzhny, current Horizon PTL for Rocky time cycle. It's Akihiro Motoki. He is co-reviewer for many releases in Horizon. In case if you don't know what is Horizon, it's a simple web-based user interface for almost all general OpenStack projects. So we've got a lot of plugins. We've got support for Nova, Cinder, Keystone, Glance, Neutron out of the box. For the rest of services, we've got plugins. From Queens, we've got a lot of contributors from 30 plus companies. We've got about 30 plugins to most known OpenStack projects like Ironic, like Neutron, Elbas, Magnum, Manila UI. All of these projects are covered by plugins.
I'll cover Queens and Rocky features. First thing is the Queens feature, which is the last release of OpenStack. There are several changes in this cycle. The most important thing is the default API of Cinder and Keystone was changed. So if you still use the default value, you need to check your Horizon configuration is it work or not. Another thing is a heat dashboard was split out to separate plugin. This follows the Horizon plugin policy on Neutron. Okay, so in Horizon, I also working on a Neutron core. So after this split, Heat Dashboard implemented a very nice feature, template generator. So there is no attractive screenshot here, but it is worth trying it. And there are several useful features also handed. Neutron trunk port feature is now supported, and it allows us to use VLAN tag in a single Neutron port. This feature was implemented in Neutron since 1.5 years ago, but Horizon support was pending for to release, and finally the feature landed. So we can configure VLAN tag or other things through the UI. The policy dealers config option is it is mainly for Horizon plugins. It allows operator to copy policy JSON from individual project to Horizon without modifications. As of now, there is no project no Horizon plugin support this feature. In Rocky, I believe some Horizon plugin adopts this. And finally, there is some useful bug fix. This is bug fix, but after AngularJS detail pages were introduced, page reloading or we cannot reload detail pages. Also, we cannot open detail page directly. So the fix, it took time to run the fix for them, but we finally landed the fix. So I believe we can use detail page consistently throughout the dashboard. One note is there are some minor known issue around navigations. Navigations are not recovered now. It will be fixed in Rocky, but it changes a lot. It requires code change, so we haven't backported to Queens. Yeah. Oh. Next, I'll cover some attractive features in Rocky. In Rocky, in Queen release, we mainly focus on maintenances. So compared to this, in Rocky release will contain several new features. First two things are related to volumes. In Queen cycle, Nova finally implemented volume multi-attach features. So we are now working on support of multi-attach volumes.
So I'm sorry, to be clear, we already got basic multi-attach supports in Rocky, and we are working on extending this feature to cover all cinders and Nova functionality for this.
Yeah.
So at least minimal working feature will be released in Rocky.
Yeah, thanks for follow-up. Another thing is cinder generic volume groups. It is a replacement of existing consistent group in cinder. Consistent group was implemented in cinder with API, and it is now deprecated in the upstream in cinder v3 API, and generic group support is now way we go. So we are working on a generic group. So by using generic groups, we can take a snapshot of multiple volumes which belong to in a single group at one time. So that it is useful if you use multiple volume in a single project. Another feature is auto-allocated topology support. This feature landed around Barcelona 1 or perhaps 2 years ago, landed in Neutron and Nova. This feature allows us to create Neutron topology, including a router, external connection, and preparing initial network. You can boot a Nova instance without preparing Neutron topologies. So it will be useful to provide Nova network compatible features. In this case, this feature depends on OpenStack deployment. So you need to configure Nova and Neutron properly to use this. So this feature is disabled by default. The final thing is we now can edit per port security group instance. Previously, our Horizon menu only support security group per server. So if you have multiple ports for an instance, you need to use CLI. Now we have a good navigation. If you open instance detail, you can see a port list in the server detail. So from there, you can edit a security group per interface. Then I'll cover changes which across all Horizon plugins. There is an ongoing effort to newer version of Django. Django is a framework on top of which Horizon is built. Version 1.11 is a current LTS, which is supported in Rocky 2. In Rocky, we are trying to support new Django version series V2. Horizon support has completed. And now we are working on Horizon plugin support. In Django V2 works only with Python 3, so we first need to make all Horizon plugin work with Python 3. So it is better to, after this runs, we can declare Horizon works only with Python 3. And this is one of the community goals in OpenStack 2.
And I have to mention that Horizon Django 1.11 is very important support because it's the latest LTS version, so all operators could have security fixes for this release of Django. Because older versions that you supported before Rocky are out of date, or will be out of date really soon, so you have to update to Django 1.11 to get security fixes.
Also, we are working on good test coverage on Horizon Gate, and also working on the project testing. Project testing means integrate test with Horizon and Horizon plugin. The goal is to prevent Horizon plugin from breaking Horizon. Prevent Horizon changes from breaking Horizon plugins. Okay, and also there are now also useful feature is pluggable tab and workflow steps. Horizon provides tabbing mechanism, but now Horizon plugin can add a tab to tab pages implemented in Horizon or other Horizon plugins. So in this release, we will see, for example, a quarter update page in a project panel will be tabified, and you can see, for example, a Horizon plugin from Manila UI or something. Okay. Ivan covers more effort.
Thank you. So in Rocky, we started a lot of cross-project efforts for Horizon. Some of them are to fix our technical debts. Some of them are to reach common goals like mocks deprecation, removing mocks test framework in OpenStack. So we are going to work on continue work on angularization to get our UI faster and more stable and more user-friendly. We are working also to cover feature gaps because, as you may know, there are a lot of feature implemented projects which is not supported by Horizon yet. So, as mentioned before, we started with no and seen the major features last releases, and if you If you know something that we should cover, please open this Etherpad, add a note that such project has this cool feature, and please fix it to Horizon. We'll try to align our resources and priorities to do it as soon as we can. Oh. Yeah, so as Akihiro told, we are going to set up cross-project CIs to test Horizon plugins across Horizon changes to not break anything. So we are very welcome to any inputs from project teams if you need something from Horizon sides, not only from Horizon plugins teams. For now, we help plugins teams to support Django 2 versions. We help them to go from mocks to mocking framework to reach Rocky community goal. And also we'll have new cross-project jobs really soon. Later we have some conversation with project team, plugins teams to what they need for us and what should we implement. If you need any help or you have feedback, please don't hesitate to send email to OpenStack dev with Horizon tag in the subject. You can reach any of us in IRC OpenStack Horizon channel. We've got weekly meetings each Wednesday at 15 p.m. UTC and OpenStack meeting alt channel. Or any case, you can reach all of us, all of our team, via emails or IRC directly. If you want to contribute to Horizon and you don't know how to do it, how Horizon works, or you have to some guidelines with first steps, we'll have project boys session later today at 11 a.m. So feel free to join us and ask any questions. Thank you.
Hi, Doug Schevenger from AT&T. What's the status of the Selenium tests for Horizon?
Oh, yeah. The current status of Selenium tests is not really bad. So we got broken, most of them are broken. For now, we've got patches from me that are under review that has some +1, +2s to fix basic Selenium tests. And the next step will be get our Selenium functional test up to date, and I think it will be done in the end of Rocky or in staying release. We are working on it. It's very important. Thank you.
Just on a side note, we might be able to give you some resources towards that because our test team has a choice between writing their own or
it will be
participating.
Awesome. It will be awesome. I know.
So we'll talk. I'll be at the update or the onboarding, so we'll talk.
Okay, thank you.
So as Horizon angularizes, there's a lot of duplication of some of the widgets. There's Django implementations, and also I have some internally developed plugins that still use the Django widgets. At some point, are you going to get far enough on Angular that you start pruning out the Django widgets, or are they there forever? I want them to be there forever, but I want warning if they're going to start dropping out.
Okay, so our idea is to stop re-implementing things in Angular. So our main idea is to cover new feature in Angular if we can, and once we've got good feature coverage, we can continue Angularization. But we are open to implement new feature with Angular. In this other part, we've got two separate lists for angularization feature gaps and general feature gaps, which is for feature which is not implemented. Thank you. We are out of time. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks.